Brilliance Audio presents Improvise. Use the secrets of improv to achieve extraordinary results at work. By Max Dickins. Performed by Steve West. There are people who prefer to say yes, and there are people who prefer to say no. Those who say yes are rewarded by the adventures they have. Those who say no are rewarded by the safety they attain. Keith Johnston. Yes and. Two short, simple words which, together, define an entire approach to living, working, and playing. Yes and is the beating heart of all improvisation. It is the elixir that allows improvisers to create something out of nothing. There is magic in these words, except it's not magical at all. It's a simple rule of thumb that anyone can use to build almost anything. In this chapter, I'll show you how yes and can help make you more creative at work, have better conversations at home, and be more adventurous everywhere. But what exactly is this yes and concept? For improvisers, it is many different things. First, it's a practical technique, a tool we use to build scenes or ideas together as a group. Second, it's a way of thinking that will set us on a path to every other key concept in improvisation. By the end of this chapter, we'll see that the best way to think of yes and is as more than either a methodology or a philosophy, but as a Tao, a way of being in the world. You're either a yes and sort of person or you're not. But yes and people are made, not born. That's what this book is all about. Ready to start? It all begins with yes. Always think yes and. The best way to understand how this works is through example. So, here's how it looks on stage. Say you and I are doing a scene together. I get the first line. I crouch on my haunches, pat the stage with my hand and say, "It's been a hot summer, Jack. Too hot. The damn fields are like concrete. Who'd be a farmer, eh?" You listen carefully to this blistering piece of dialogue. Then, having basked in the warm light of my celestial talent, it's your turn to speak. How might you respond to my line? Here are two options. Choose the one you think is better for the scene. 1. Aye, Ted, it's been the hottest summer I've ever known. I'm sweating in places I didn't even know I had. Or 2. Farm? I think you've been smoking something, mate. We're on a spaceship. And who are you calling Jack? My name is Barnabas, king of the Uber drivers. Which line did you go for? Line 1 is a yes and response, whereas in improv parlance, line 2 is a block. Admittedly, my name is Barnabas, king of the Uber drivers is an amazing line. It's just not an amazing line for this scene. In fact, it's a terrible line for this scene. Because first, you've thrown me under a bus by denying the reality of my offer. I told the audience we were on a farm, not a spaceship. And second, you totally ignored my idea and steamrolled it with your own. As improvisers, we now have two totally different ideas of what's going on in the scene. Without agreement, we're not building anything. We're moving sideways. A hard job has suddenly got harder, and the audience is not impressed. This disaster is very easily avoided. In improv, instead of blocking or negating other people's ideas, we accept and build on them. This is the meaning of yes and. By saying line 1, you have accepted all the details contained within my initiating line, the yes. Your character's name is Jack. We're on a farm. It's hot. You've also built on them by adding some information of your own, the and, which allows us to move the scene forwards. First, you've endowed me with a name, adding that my character is called Ted. Second, you've intimated that your personal hygiene is a disgrace. This fun offer is something that I can now build on with my own yes and response.